Hi, Sarah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, good. So I just want to let you know a little bit about myself. So I'm a social work student at the University of Louisville, and I'm currently doing my practicum for my bachelor's degree. And as a part of my education, I have the opportunity to apply what I've learned in a real world setting. So, also in my practicum, I help clients with case management, facilitate group sessions, and assist with various support services. And this experience is an important part of my development as a journalist social worker, where I'm gaining hands on experience that will help me serve diverse populations effectively. So, before we begin today, I'd like to briefly explain what we will be doing. So we'll conduct a brief psychosocial assessment to better understand your current needs and how I can support you moving forward. The process will take about 30 minutes or so, and it will involve me asking you a series of questions and then determining what will be best for you as far as services go. I'll make sure to guide you through each step, and if you have any questions at any point, please don't hesitate to ask. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Great. Okay, so let's jump in and get started. So, why are you deciding to seek services?
That's a good question. There's been a few different things. So, I think the biggest thing is I lost my dad in a car accident about 3 months ago, which has been really, really hard emotionally. It's been hard on my relationships. My mom and I have been getting into a lot of arguments, mainly because a big reason that after I lost my dad, I've been kind of coping with using cannabis. So I've been smoking at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
And my mom doesn't think that's healthy, but I feel like it's helping me a lot. So I don't really understand where she sees an issue with it because it's helping me. So anyway, that's usually where our arguments start.
Yeah.
So I guess the biggest thing is I don't really know if I'm ready to stop cannabis, so I don't know if that's why I'm here, but I guess I just want to improve my relationship with my mom because, I mean, she's the only other parent I have now, so, you know, I don't want to mess things up any further with her, but I guess I just want to make sure I'm doing what's right.
Right. Well, it's really hard losing a parent.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Sounds like you're going through a lot. You said it was only 3 months ago?
Yeah, only 3 months ago.
Mm.
And I live with my mom, so that's part of where some of the, I guess, the heaviness of everything lies is, you know, I want to feel free to be able to do whatever I want to help me cope,
Right.
but my mom's kind of getting in the way of that. So,
Okay.
I see where she's coming from. I really do. Like, I know she's probably trying to do what's best for me, but I'm trying to do what's best for me, you know?
Right.
So,
I lived with my parents for a long time too, so I get it. It's kind of hard to balance the relationship.
yes.
So
Definitely.
yeah, I definitely get it. So do you how often do you use cannabis?
I think, let me think. So, usually once in the morning before work, which I
Okay.
know is so bad, but once in the morning before work, and then I usually use it again after work. But seriously, dude, I can't get through the day without it. So, like, if it gets me to work, you know? So, at least twice a day. On the weekends, sometimes I'll do a little bit more because what else is there to do, you know?
Okay. And then you said you do it before work. Where do you work at?
I work at a preschool.
Okay.
I work at a preschool, and it Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And I mean, I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love the kids that I work with. But it's been kind of hard lately, especially with stuff, with my dad.
Yeah.
And then feeling like I can't go to work without smoking. I just can't. So it just helps me get through the day. But I will say my boss kind of came to me, and I guess he noticed that things aren't as good as they used to be. So I don't know truly if that's in relation to the cannabis or if that's, me losing my dad 3 months ago. Like,
Right.
get off my back,
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I recognize that while the cannabis is helping me a lot, I don't know if it might be hurting me, and I don't know, or I don't realize it. So I guess that's also part of why I'm here today.
Okay. Is there a reason that you're, like, a specific reason why your boss maybe came to you? Like, did he notice something, or?
Well, he kind of noticed that I wasn't turning in. Okay, so before this stuff with my dad went down, I honestly, I smoked, but it was like few and far between. So now that I'm kind of using it to get through this, anyway, before this stuff with my dad, I was really good about turning lesson plans in on time. I always got the kids to lunch on time. I was really on top of things. And I think my boss has noticed that things have started to slip.
Okay.
And so there was, what I think it was last week, I had some paperwork that was, it was an IEP for a kid, that I lost it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if that's like a HIPAA violation. It's confidentiality for sure. So I was like, oh shit, So I lost that, and on top of turning in lesson plans late and everything else, I think my boss is a little frustrated with me. But again, like, I lost my dad 3 months ago, and I know I'm not trying to use it as an excuse, but it's just been really hard. So I've noticed that things have been slipping, and I know he has too.
And I think it's bound to happen. Like, things are gonna slip. Like, you just had a significant loss, you are struggling in your relationship with your mom, and that's gonna cause other external issues to rise.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So tell me a little bit about your interest and your values and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I used to love reading and used to really love hanging out with my friends. I've got 3 really good friends. We've known each other for a really long time. And they've been really helpful through all of this, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's been really good. So we like brunch on the weekends sometimes, but I don't honestly know that we've been for quite some time, especially since I've been smoking on the weekends. So, yeah, I guess that made me realize that I've kind of been neglecting them a little bit. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so I love hanging out with my friends. I love when I can, and my energy is up. I like to volunteer at the dog shelter.
Okay.
I try to get there every Sunday. Kind of has helped me distract myself in a way. So I try my best on Sundays when I go to the dog park, or the dog shelter. I try my best only to smoke once on Sundays.
Yeah.
Which is awful, because I smoke twice when I'm with kids, but anyway. I try to just smoke once when I go, because I want to devote that time and energy to the dogs.
Yeah.
And, I think those are my things.
Well, it sounds like you value your time spent with the dogs. That's awesome. I love dogs too. And I think it's good that you only smoke once before going and volunteering there. That's good.
I try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah, good. So your strengths and abilities. So your strengths, you have 3 great friends. You love reading, and you said you haven't been reading as much.
I haven't. You're right. It kind of helped at the beginning to distract myself, kind of, get into the world or whatever I'm reading about. But I don't know. Ever since I've been smoking so much, it's like my concentration is way down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to read, and I can maybe read for like 5 minutes, and I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I haven't been doing it as much, but I used to really enjoy it.
Yeah. And I think that losing interest with, different things around you that you used to be highly interested in, can definitely happen when, there are other things causing you to break away from that. So,
yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. And then, so let's talk more about your relationship with your mom. So you said you live with her, right?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. How have you always lived with her? Have you ever moved out?
Well, I did go away for college.
Okay.
So for college, I lived about an hour and a half away.
Okay.
But then after college, it was around COVID time.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I moved back in and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there ever since. So, yeah, I guess technically I went away for a little bit, but my residence has always been my mom's house.
Okay. And now, like, when you were away from her, I know it might be kind of hard to, like, determine whether or not being with her or being away from her contributes to, what's going on, due to you losing your dad, but being away from her, how was your relationship then?
It was definitely better. I honestly think what happened to my dad has kind of torn us apart a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which really sucks because I feel like it should bring us closer together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we were closer before. I know she really hates the weed. She hates that I smoke it.
Yeah.
But I swear I try to tell her like that it's the only thing that's been helping me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, to answer your question, I think we were closer before. And I will say I was smoking every great so often. So I don't know that she knew that I was doing that, but it's, totally different now. So
Yeah.
I guess I get it. But we were definitely closer before, and now I think we both just have a lot of emotions right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of coming at each other instead of with each other.
Right. Okay. Do you feel like your smoking is getting in the way of your daily living activities and relationships and stuff like that? Do you feel like it's a barrier?
I'll be honest, my first knee-jerk response to that was no.
Mm-hmm.
Because I definitely feel like it helps me.
Mm-hmm.
But, as I'm sitting here talking about my life story, I realize I'm smoking before I go to work with children.
Mm-hmm.
I smoke when I come back after working with children. I'm smoking all weekend, usually, except on Sundays. Well, I try to anyway. So I guess that's kind of helped me put it into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely don't want to give it up. I don't know if you're gonna make me do that or not. But
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I can't make you do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help you figure out what you need to do. I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
Okay.
'Cause you know what to do, but you don't. That I'm here to help you, so you'll figure out what to do with my help.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah. So you feel like smoking helps with your mental, so like inside it helps, but on the outside it's not helping.
What do you mean?
So like externally it's not helping at all.
Mm.
So like in relationships, at work, it's affecting your friends and seeing them and stuff like that. But it's helping you on the inside cope and get through your day.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it sucks because, like, what do you do with that? If it's helping one thing but not another, what do you do instead? I guess that's part of why I'm here too. Like finding, I didn't realize that I wanted to replace cannabis with something at least sometimes, but maybe that is what I need to do. So how do you know where to go from here, I guess?
So, have you heard of the stages of change?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, it's a model that we use. Well, I learned about it in school, but I know a lot of other therapists use it with their clients as well. So it basically goes over the stages of change, so like pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and relapse. And another therapist lets their clients look at it and kind of decide which stage of change that they're in, and then they go from there with what to do next.
Okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, I'm gonna let you look at it. I have a little cute thing of it. It tells you everything.
Yeah. I see it. Okay.
And then you can let me know where you feel like you're at on there.
Okay, I definitely don't think I'm pre-contemplation, because honestly, this session has really helped me kind of identify that there are some issues. So
that's awesome.
Okay,
That's
cool.
Awesome.
Recognize that I do something that I want to change. I definitely think I'm at least at contemplation.
Okay.
It's about myself that I want to change. Well, maybe I'm in the preparation stage, because it says I'm actively seeing what things about myself that I want to change and learning how to change it. So, I guess I'm in preparation.
Okay. Well, that's a big step from pre-contemplation.
Yeah, I guess it is. Wow.
And it sounds like, when we first started, you said that I really don't feel like I don't think it's a big deal that I'm smoking. I feel like it's good for me. So going from pre-contemplation to, preparation is a huge step, especially in, the 15 minutes or so that we've been talking. That's awesome. That's awesome. So with that, we can look and see, like, what options you have to, change that and learn about it and learn how to change it. And there are a lot of things you can do. But I feel like we're going really fast. And we don't need to go fast. We don't need to go fast with this. We can just take it step by step.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. So maybe we can work on, writing down how much you use cannabis. Do it every day, or like every time you use cannabis, write it down. And
kind of like a journal, like a log?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then next time you come in, we'll look over it, and then we'll discuss it. How does that sound?
I think that sounds okay.
Awesome.
As long as you don't judge how often.
No,
I'm
no,
using-
no, no, no.
Okay.
No, definitely won't judge you. So, so we talked about your cannabis use. Is there anything else that you feel like you really want to focus on?
I guess, and my mom will be happy to hear that I might be considering, lowering my cannabis use.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess, how can I work on my relationship with my mom? Like, I know that's one thing that's keeping us apart.
Okay.
But what do you feel like I should do about my mom? Especially since we're, like, low-key trauma bonding. So.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of things you can do. I don't really know your mom very well, so I don't know how to go. Well, so like I think talking about it with her might be good.
Talking about the
Like-
accident or
Everything, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. The accident and just, telling her how you feel and maybe telling her why, you've been smoking so much and how it helps you. And like I said, I don't know your mom. I don't know if she's gonna understand or validate your feelings, but that's a step,
Yeah. No, I will say that I have talked with her. I mean, it's usually in a yelling match, but because she's asked me a lot, like, why do you keep smoking? Why do you keep doing this? You're throwing your life away, and blah 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 blah. And so I tell her, like, I fucking miss my dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm doing this. And I think it falls on deaf ears, but I'm gonna be devil's advocate here, because if I'm screaming at her, how much is she gonna hear it, right? So I like your idea of just having kind of a calm conversation, being like, Mom, I'm sorry I've been a bitch, but seriously, I'm struggling and I'm trying to figure out what to do. Like, I'm in therapy, so I mean, it was her idea, but still, at least I'm here.
It was her idea that you come to
Maybe?
therapy?
Maybe.
I didn't even ask you about that. I completely lost track of this psychosocial assessment. I've never done one before, so I'm
That's
just
okay.
going with the flow.
No, I like that. I think that's helpful because it kind of helps me think along the way too. So
Yeah. So your mom suggested that you try therapy.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to, like, kind of lean back on. Like, Mom, like, you encouraged me to do therapy. I feel like maybe you should, like, tell her that and then be like, do you maybe want to talk about some of the things we discussed in therapy? And then just go from there and, like, tell her, like, how you feel and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think maybe in the future, like, I know it's really early, but do you think maybe she could do a session with us here?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So I was going to suggest that, but I didn't, like I said, I don't even know your mom, so I didn't want to suggest it and kind of
Well,
like...
and you're right. Let's see how this conversation goes first.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to see if it was an option.
Yes,
But,
absolutely.
okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So good. We're focusing on,
But
Really?
I guess, I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay. Interrupt me anytime.
Sorry. I guess we're kind of looking at it from best case scenario, right? So, like, we have this conversation, we have this epiphany, everything's magical, and she comes to our session, and it's gorgeous, fucking amazing. I don't know. But, like, what if I have this conversation with her, and it goes awful? I don't know. I like to disaster plan, so I'm just trying to think ahead. Like, what if what if something... I feel like we've both been on edge lately. So, like, what if she gets mad at me? Or what if she, you know, I was clear with you, I don't want to stop cannabis. Like, I just want to maybe decrease.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what if that's not enough for her?
Well, I think then that's okay if it's not enough for her. It's enough for you, and I don't know. Hopefully it goes well.
I like that. I like it's enough for you.
Yeah,
and I like that.
That's enough for you, and I feel like you should just, you know, engage in how you feel and not as much worry about her feelings. I mean, be validating, you know, consider her feelings, but don't put her feelings, her needs above yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on what you need and what you are feeling. And if it goes bad, it goes bad. And then I'm going to have to do some research on if it goes bad, I'm going to have to do some research on what to do next. You know, you had a good relationship with her before.
Yeah.
You know, you're in hard times right now, and it's going to take time. It's not just going to disappear, you know. You have to work on it. So it takes two in a relationship.
Yeah, it does.
And if one person is not complying with the other person's needs, then it's not going to, you know, it's not going to flourish. It's not going to grow. So we'll talk about it after, you know, your next session. We'll see, or after this session, the next session you come in, we'll talk about it and see how it went, and then go from there.
Okay.
So we didn't go over everything in this psychosocial assessment at all, so maybe we'll come back to that too next week.
Okay.
But I know I wanted to talk about something else. I think, work. Yeah.
What about it?
So, like I said, I'm not here to judge you at all, but I know it's a problem. Like you said, your boss has come to you about it. So, let's also try to maybe not smoke before work.
I don't know. I know you're right. I do, but that's what gets me through the day, seriously. Yeah. So, I don't...
Well...
okay, hear me out. What if I maybe do less?
Okay. Yeah. I'm not in charge. I don't know. It was a suggestion. But I think you need your job.
Yeah.
You need your job. So you really need to focus on that you are in charge of other people. You are caring for other people, and you need to make sure that they're in the best care, right?
Yeah.
So just take that into consideration. It's going to be hard. Quitting something that you've been doing for so long, and, you know, you have been using it as a coping mechanism, it's hard to quit something that's been helping you. So I get it, but
do you have any suggestions for, like, since we know it's going to be hard, like, do you have any idea, like, I guess, like, a replacement, you know, what can I do instead of cannabis? Because I see where you're coming from, so I guess I can try and not smoke. What's today? Today's Thursday. What if Monday, next week, maybe that's when I start to not smoke before work? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And I feel like I shouldn't even told you to stop, but I just wanted you to consider.
No, I need a kick in the pants. Seriously, like, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Some things you can use other than smoking, eating candy. That helps.
I don't know, girl. I have gained so much weight because of those damn munchies. So I don't know. Like, that's another reason that's making me want to try and
listening to music.
Okay, I can do that.
And then I'm trying to think of things in the morning, but like things in the afternoon, like you could hang out with your 3 friends. That would be a good one.
Okay.
Do you have a dog?
I don't, but I've been maybe thinking about one of the ones at the shelter that I volunteer at.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to suggest maybe taking your dog for a walk in the morning instead of smoking. That might be helpful.
Well, maybe I could go for a walk.
Yeah.
And maybe listen to some music.
That would be awesome.
And I used to drink coffee, but I haven't anymore. So maybe I could like try coffee instead.
Yeah.
Like maybe that'll kind of help boost me up.
Right.
And so maybe I can like make a cup of coffee, go for a walk, and listen to music.
Yeah.
Do like everything that you just said.
That sounds awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So we went over a whole lot, and we talked about, you know, your relationship with your mom. We talked about smoking. We talked about work and stuff like that. We have a lot more to discuss and a lot more to do, but you helped yourself a lot in this session.
Yeah, you're right.
You did great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So next session, let's kind of focus on, you know, how the talk went
Okay.
with your mom. And then also, let's look at your journal, because I want you to journal how much you're using and when you're using it, okay? So, definitely look at those 2 things, and then we can go over some of the other stuff in the psychosocial assessment that I missed. But how does that sound?
I think that sounds good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, do you have any other questions or anything else you need?
I don't think so.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
I'll see you next week.